Excuse me. How you doing, Peter Duders? Just one moment. Well, that was an ordeal. My symptoms are better, but still not cleared up. I still apparently have some cleaning to do. But oh boy, what an improvement. Especially my cat, which I felt really guilty that she had the same symptoms I did. That's what really lit a fire under my ass to fix things. I'm coming off of a flu, finally, so I'm not coughing constantly. I'm coughing a little bit here and there. I lost my voice. I can't speak much louder than this without sounding like a frog. Apparently there's a lot we missed. There's a lot of this game we didn't know. That we did miss. I mean... The least of which is the Jotun sword. Thank God I no longer suffer from post-nasal drip, which is the worst kind. It no longer goes down my throat. But now I just have a runny nose all the time. I can't tell if that's an improvement. I mean, of course it is. I still could wish for more. So we're gonna grind until we get the... We're gonna grind until we get the Jotun sword, and then we're gonna... There's another thing we can do. We can squirt blood out of our pee hole. That's a real thing we have to do onto a shell in the Cursed Tomb. Or the something of silence. And apparently doing that will give us 10 strange coins. And if we collect 30 of them, then we can open the door out of here. Damn, you can one-shot those. There's no money. I'm not getting any money for this. What the fuck is that shit? Who has money? Vampires? There's a secret door around here someplace. Symptoms greatly improved. Much less coughing, much less mucus. I just have runny nose all the time now. It's still such a night and day difference. I can foresee a future I want to be part of now. All it required was for me to stop being a sad sack and pick up my ass off of my computer chair and clean. Amazing. Until my symptoms are gone, though, I still have cleaning to do. And I won't stop until I breathe easy and I've completely ideal health. No, it's supposed to be right before this. There's also a flight ring that we could have gotten somewhere. Let me bring that up. What's good, Zulu? I'm feeling much better. Hand of a corpse. Really? Oh, it only spawns on full moons. I wish I'd known that. Guess I could set my system clock. When's a full moon? Yeah, let's do this first. Oops. What did that not... Why did that not work? Card plastic crack. I don't know what that means. I'm going to my Discord DMs right now, assuming it's very important. Important enough to stop a stream. It's installing updates. Installing updates. Installing updates. Booting. Loading. I don't see any plastic crack. I see a little statuette of a Tyrannid. I hope you 3D printed that. I hope you'd never buy Wizards of the Coast official memorabilia. Don't you blow all your new money from your job on toys. I got a spear. I only need so many of those, which is to say 0. Having an energy drink probably unwise, but otherwise, if I don't do this, I sleep through the stream. I had a wild dreamscape last night. A bunch of different settings, a bunch of different characters. It felt very real. It felt like a life I was living. It's one of those dreams. I felt sad to wake up from it. I like this music the best so far. Supposed to be an opening. There's got to be an opening up at the high in the wall. Oh, there it is. I would never have found that on my own. Fractured life. Water. What's the point of having secrets that's hard to find? I got a lot of writing done. I'm on chapter 24. Reminds me of the spot in Tomb Raider. It's an important sword, as it's one of the two swords in the game that kill unkillable enemies. The other one being the Jotun Slayer. I want to say those are the babies of the old one. Since there are also squids, and they also brap squids. Brap for me, brap squid. Ask not for whom the brap squid braps. He braps for thee. Set up the water temple. That's the Earth Temple, idiot. Oh, wind. Speaking of braps. It's got to be in here someplace. This is pretty sick too. This is not it. This has got to be it. I don't think that's it. Oh, those can actually shoot you. Here's another one. Nothing up here. Obsidian seal. Is that good? Let's try it out. Come on, come on. It's gonna be somewhere. Remember when I had a Minecraft server set entirely upon an orbital sky platform? It's like Skyblock, but not shitty. It's called Vesta, and I started work on a sky ring with nature. At that time, I never finished it, but I came back to it later and I did. I did finish it eventually. After rebuilding the entire platform. I think we found the right area. I lost track of how much blood I was using. Can't even fully cough anymore. My throat hurts too bad. Somewhere around here, there's a door. It'll get us to the Temple of Silence easier than if we went the normal way. Oh, hello. Keep finding stuff I never knew about. Is it true that they screen you when you're enlisting in the military to see if you just are a psychopath who wants to hurt people? Like if you were just a big fat fella who, and they're like, "Why do you want to join the military?" And you slap your big belly and you rub it and you go, ha, 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 "I love to kill." Would they would they be like, "Get him out of here," or maybe this is our guy? Ho ho ho, I love to kill. It's me, Papa Murder. I love to murder. I love to kill the people. You want to fight the Taliban for your country, right? Oh, yes, I kill the Taliban. I make a big spicy meatball. And everyone else. No, just the Taliban. Oh, okay, just the Taliban. I just to kill the Taliban, nobody else. Ho ho ho. Could you say no to a guy like that who's just so jolly and loves what he does? Remember how threatening those used to be to me? What a big problem it used to be? Meanwhile, if you go to the UN joining office and you're like, "Hey, I want sex slaves," like, well, you're in the right place. You came to the right place, buddy. That's half of what we do here. What if you alternate? Like, I love to kill. Oh, you're fired. To protect the country, you're hired. From our allies, you're fired. If they're under attack from the Taliban, you're hired. Who I will buy slaves from, you're fired again. If they're trafficked by the UN, you're hired. Finally. Doesn't it seem like those Mark Rober films could have been spliced together into a full-length Borat-style movie? Focused on like the thief families. And you know the ones, the whole families that all get in on the thieving action. You know the ones I mean. And the Indian call centers. Make this weird noise. I'm trying not to cough. You ever have an argument with a terminally Marvel-brained person who says something's possible or could happen that you know is impossible or never happened, and you can see them delaying as they try to think of an example that's not from a comic book or movie, and then ultimately realize that in fact that's where they got the idea from? Like some shit they saw in a Marvel movie. I've had this happen twice. Once with The Prestige, which I guess isn't a Marvel movie, but same principle. And second with Frankenstein. To be fair, the first time I was arguing with a 10-year-old who insisted that dead people could be restored to life by electricity. I'm like, that's from Frankenstein. He's like, no, that's from science. It's a real thing somebody did. I'm like, I'm sure you thought it was when you saw it. I'm sure that impressed you very much, but I assure you that you can't simply electrocute people. The second was the Tesla teleporter. You ever met somebody who's convinced that Tesla had like Star Trek technology? Every so often you run into one of these guys. Some people decide what's true based on what would be coolest, and that seems like a really fun way to live. As long as you are in a situation where you don't actually need to know what's true. But there are people who legitimately lose track of what, Like they see something in the movie and they think it's got to be based on real life because it seems so convincing. Like this is a guy. This has to be something that would work in real life. Let's sharp blood on this shell. Let's try, idiot. Huh. Is there more than one shell? I only got a single coin from that. Where does the dust keep coming from? Where does it come from? Where does it go? Where does it come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Oh, I can break those. Blood can break certain things. And my sword cannot. I be squirting. Oh Lord, I be squirting. I guess that's all you do. Oh, I guess I did get 10. I guess now we grind. So the passage is 30 coins, which we have to get by doing cruel acts. And one of them is to destroy the shrine that we just destroyed. Another is going to be to just kill Jotun. Where do we grind? What gives us a lot of coins? I think I want to say vampires. I don't want to just grind vampires. Let's grind some interesting monsters. See how much we get for it. Hang on. one-shot him. I don't get any coins from that. Alright, if they don't have coins, what do the vampires for sure do? Yeah, see? I already knew I could harvest those. I wonder how good my sword is against vamps. One shot him. Yeah, baby. Does that not leave coins? What an existence this would be. If this was your immortality, would that be worth it? I guess the thinking is that you want to be rich for eternity, but you're stuck with the decaying remains of what was once wealth in the bowels of a castle. The swarm must grow. The swarm hungers. They look really cool. Boss bandage. I don't need that. I need money. What fulfillment could you possibly get from living in a castle for eternity and only going outside at night? I guess you could go for night walks, and I guess you could read. It would not take you long to read every book, though. Then I guess you could write. It'd be hard to negotiate utilities because you'd have to meet in person during the day. You couldn't just become a vampire, come do it at night. I did hear someone say if you're a vampire and you're not rich, you're not trying. Because you have multiple lifetimes to get good at accumulating wealth. I guess if you had enough money, you could find a service that would do it for you at night. Make sure you have electricity, and then you could have light indoors. I want to live in a castle that's built like that AT&T server building downtown in New York City. Where it's got no windows. It's just a windowless skyscraper. Gotta have coins. Hey bitches, guess who's back after beating the game and getting the best sword? Not as fulfilling as you would think. It takes all the strategy out of combat. You just have things to keep you company. If not other vampires, you just have possessions, belongings. You'd want them to be very fine indeed, I guess. Like Dracula's castle from Castlevania. It just has all the finest things of the world in it. Because that's your whole existence. You can no longer really explore the world. Not safely. Money. Why is there not an easier way to get money in this game? Why is there not a casino? First person Castlevania might be Kino. Castlevania. I feel like resting on the laurels of the wealth of my past generations of my family, as it slowly decays around me, and my body doesn't, would just get depressing after a while. A static existence, unchanging forever, except to decompose. Everything just constantly getting worse. The world moving on without me. Whatever I thought was the best thing in the world in my castle before, superseded by new creations of mortals, generation upon generation innovating. It seems like a soul-crushing way to live. Is that the cuck chair? I think I just broke the cuck chair. Oh no, this is the home entertainment center. That's really sad. It's the only way they can see the outdoors. This would also break down in time. VCR, excuse me? Oh, I could put tapes in here if I knew where to find them. We'll hold this down in time. See, as nice as this is, it was in fashion in like the 1800s. Eventually the world would move on and you'd want new things. You want new people. Guess that's reflective of the difference between life and undeath, where undeath is just a perpetual imitation of life that carries on too long. And tries to stay forever unchanging. I thought that would work for sure. Feels like becoming a vampire would be like going to Mars, where it's cool for a little while. Like you can't get over the novelty of it for the first like year. I'm on Mars. I'm on Mars. I'm on Mars, and then by year 2, it's like, oh fuck, what have I done? I'm stuck on Mars. This cold, lifeless, barren planet where I can never go outside of a spacesuit. Same goes for being a vampire, I feel. Like, at first, it's like, holy shit, I'm a vampire. You'd enjoy the novelty of your vampire powers. Oh, hello, what's this? Blade of Ophelia. Uh-oh. Justina's dagger is also somewhere in here. Look how good it is. Pretty damn good. I would have used this had I found it. Seems like an impractically designed sword. I'm just saying. I would not design a sword that way. Actually, I'm a hypocrite. I'm writing a fantasy story with a double-bladed sword, which I tried to generate an AI picture of, but apparently nobody's ever come up with that before, so there weren't any images. It works like a Jacob's ladder. The one blade is positively charged and the other is negatively charged, so electricity arcs between them. It's like a giant taser sword, designed especially for fighting robots. One of the blades is the sword of his fallen mentor. It's very emotional. Why is this not open? I opened this. If this was co-op, I like to think if my buddy was a vampire, I could heal him by pissing blood on him in his open mouth. We're leveling up, but slowly. I suppose if you were with your loved one and you somehow never fell out of love, being vampires could be pretty great. If you're already rich and had the castle, because being a vampire with your loved one in a Louisiana trailer would fucking suck dick. You basically have to move into the caves and be grotesque Nosferatus. These are the bedrooms of the two main characters. Ophelia and Justina, which were, I guess, lesbian vampires together. I can't believe I never even fully explored Castle Fanu. There's a bunch of stuff I'm discovering I didn't fully explore. I think that's enough for now because I haven't made the money I hoped to. Also, I haven't opened this door yet. I don't know if there's any way to do that. You can't eat as a vampire, can you? I seem to remember that. You can't eat. You can only drink blood. That takes back one of the major pleasures of life. I did give him back his hammer, didn't I? That was a tough battle, too. And I did it the first time, but it was a tough battle. Second time, actually, on the vampire. What a conceptually grotesque thing it is for a mortal to kill an immortal, when the mortal is going to live but a blink of an eye in comparison. What a tragedy that is, in a way. You're not gonna comment on the new item I'm holding? How much is Jotun's Blade, anyway? 350. We're about half of the way there. Don't correct me. I have nothing against Jotun, the big blood elephant, but I just wanted to see if it's possible. It must be, or they wouldn't sell a blade called the Jotun Slayer. But part of me remains unbelieving until I see it. There's also a bunch of swords I don't have yet. There's like a Buster Sword type thing. There's also a magic power I don't have yet that comes from jumping down a pit I was afraid to before. That's much less annoying than it was. You get slain, idiot. It's something. Icarian flight, huh? If I'd just been brave enough to jump down here to begin with. If I'd known that wouldn't kill me, I would have gotten it much sooner than I did. I should have tried jumping down there, but every time I did that elsewhere in the game, it killed me. Wait, what? That works? I beg your McFucking pardon. You could jump out of the well. And Dad, you never wonder why you I don't understand what's just as bad out there. Using crystal shards. You can jump to the surface. You can just jump to the surface, and it's that easy. Can I just leave this way? Why the fuck would I not simply leave out this way? Oh, the bars. Yeah, shot with arrows. So there is an easy exit. That's the outdoors, alright. I remember that being there. But you can really just do that. Let's explore the upper layers somewhat. Hello, what's this? Is that the hidden area that was on the map? Your traveler, be not bothered by my corpse. I went out searching for blessed wind, but I could not take the faith required. You read about this. Invisible coffin walkway. I didn't want a flash on for that. Right, so that will help us decode codes. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Here we go. Aha, here we go. Son of a bitch. Blessed wind. I beg your pardon? Whoa, sick. No jumping up through that opening, apparently. Did I miss the sword now because of that? Please don't tell me. Yep, it doesn't count. Motherfucker. At least I remember how to get there. Mostly. That was a good sword, too. Should have played as a vampire. Then again, if you played as a vampire, the ending would have killed you. You could never leave for the surface. Because the fog would have cleared up and there would have been sunshine. Fuck you, I'm teleporting back. I want to see if it adds the chasm. It is not. There's still a hidden place. Huh. Huh. How can that be? That's kind of a joke though. That I'm this powerful and yet I make it all the way to the top of the well, and a bunch of bars stop me. Bars stop me. How does that make sense? I can fight all these monsters. I can defeat a vampire prince. But none of my weapons can cut through metal. Our leap of faith was a bad idea. I ain't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do there. I guess we just grind for more money. The chasm is unworkable. For now. Wonder if any of these guys have money. It's much less annoying to backtrack now that all the monsters are pushovers. Don't even need my sword, buddy. $169 silver. Let me read up on this. Secret ballroom in the castle. Okay. I don't really want to do that. Apparently you can kill the wildlife here and get silver. I'm gonna test it. you get silver for bunnies. I can't kill bunnies for silver. I can't do it. I can't do it. Not if it's the bunnies. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Fuck. God damn it. Oh, why is it gonna be bunnies? It works. So it's confirmed. The bunnies have money. Money bunnies. Here's my waifu. I don't want to buy anything. I want money. I don't want to kill bunnies for it. I just won't do it. I simply won't do it. I'll find a different way. I'll kill vampires. I'll go back to killing vampires if I have to. Anything but bunnies. For fuck's sake. God damn it. You can get on the roof, we can't jump any higher. Oh, that's not fair. If we can just let us jump all over the castle, you fucking stingy dev. Nope, we can't jump onto the chandelier. You don't let us do anything fun. Why even give us that ability? That would be so limited. I like this sword though, it's cool. Look at it. I don't know how practical this is as a sword shape, but That's really cool and funny, but actually less effective than just the regular Lucid sword. I guess that causes them to be deleted by the dreamer. It's like lucid dreaming. Have you ever committed a dream murder? Where you realize you're dreaming and you really don't like somebody, so you just undream them? I've done that once or twice and I didn't feel good about it. I couldn't bring them back either. I woke up feeling like a bastard. The Dream Cops did show up. They were in flying cars that looked like black and white police cars from the Andy Rooney show, or whatever the fuck that one was. The guy who played Matlock. The one about the small town policeman. The police were in black and white too, but their cars had no wheel wells. So they're flying cars without wheels, designed without wheels, but they were old-fashioned. Black and white in their appearance, and so were the police officers that got out of them. But the uniforms are different. They're like the Demolition Man police uniforms, but again black and white, and so were the people, their skin. Like, I didn't even know that was a possible crime. I didn't know I couldn't just. So I just started undreaming the police officers. Because I was like, what's to stop me from doing that? Spooky, spooky, spooky. This is where you go to pick up Goth GFs. Actually, no, it isn't. It's a mall. No one ever tells you the Goths at the mall are free. You can just take one. It's limit one per customer. The honor system. You don't want to, they'll fight each other. Why the Russian mafia? What was that sound? Oh, that's what that was. It's 209, we're slowly working our way up. Still wonder why this isn't open. Clock tower. I don't believe in pointless rooms. So I think there's got to be something there. This is too much like real life, where we're doing way too much work for way too little money. Here we go. Yeah, bitches. What if I... Can I bring this to life? It should make a wolf noise. Boo! Lesbians. Scandalous. A noble woman and her knight. Her woman knight. Air whispering. Is it some kind of clue? I've so far seen no consequences for high lunacy. What a sad romantic Tory tale story, one or the other. In the Blue Light Chronicles, having fled their safe house in Crane City because it was discovered by Gradolf, who sent a spy to listen to Declan's sermons, by which he was rousing the people of Crane City against him. They fled to Bridgeburg, a post-apocalyptic town where they don't use money for the most part, except with outsiders. They labor trade. And in Bridgeburg, Gradolf has no power. They didn't buy into his air system using tidal pumps. Kyrie was able to sell them her windmills. They have a decentralized form of power generation utilities and a sort of non-capitalistic economic system, but they also don't allow people to settle because it would change the character of their community. Only people who are descended from the 3 founding families may stay there. So ever since the salvage run to the zoo, where they defeated a demented half, what's the word I want? Half roller coaster, half robot thing that basically built itself. Boiling Grotto, this is a new area. Built itself into a roller coaster and chased them, kind of like Choo Choo Charles. They destroyed it, and it was the first demon they ever encountered that had a separable fabricator, because it was divided into sections, being a roller coaster, which made it possible to separate just that module and bring it home with them. So they are there, and it's Boomertown basically. So because they were able to do that without breaking it for the first time so far, they were able to hook it up to, and they also salvaged an alternator and some wires. They were able to hook up an air engine to their own air network and use the air engine to spin the alternator and make their own reliable electrical current for the first time, with which they powered the fabricator. And in order to issue instructions to the fabricator, Kyrie used her homemade computer, which is pneumatic. It's a air-powered computer using 3-way valves that just does basic mathematical operations and can feed code to an interpreter, which she made by using the damaged machine fabricator womb thing to spit out a half-formed mech spider, and then she ran some wires using breadboard from that to a row of Morse code levers, which act as electromechanical switches by which the pneumatic computer can convert its outputs to inputs that are electrical, that can be understood by the mech spider's CPU, which are then passed on through the interpreter and translated to the fabricator unit. So it's a big jury-rigged pile of crap, using the best that she could figure out how to make her on her own. But now it has generalized fabrication capabilities where it no longer just makes endless copies of stillborn mech spiders. You can tell it to make anything in any shape out of any material. as long as it's not too complicated or with moving parts. So they can't make guns, but they can make swords and armor out of carbon fiber, a material only the machine fabricators can spin. And how they get the carbon fiber to feed into it is they take shavings from the spires. The spires are these zapper towers that act as containment pylons to prevent humans from moving freely. So they took shavings from some of those spires. They fed them back into the machine and it reconstituted them into swords. So now they have carbon fiber swords and armor. On top of that, they have an army of cultists because Declan has been preaching John Henryism and gaining a lot of followers because there's a lot of really unhappy, desperate people struggling in Crane City under Gradolf. Preachers promising that a better world is possible always find plenty of takers in hard times. So people begin to come and listen to him preach in Bridgeburg, and so pretty soon they have a willing army to put this armor and whatnot onto. Problems arise though when the demon, aka robot, at the Temple of the Hot Rock, which is the source of which controls the Wolven, and the Wolven are the source of Gradolf's power. Do you see how the dominoes will topple if they can fell the Wire Mother? It has a laser, which is a problem. It has a projectile weapon that's not anything they've ever fought before. And to protect themselves against the laser, they need mirror shields, which there are plenty of in Crane City, but they're all owned by divers. The mirror divers use the mirrors to dazzle sharks and confuse them. And nobody's willing to part with theirs. Oh, holy shit. So they need to go to the source of the mirror shields, which is the observatory, which uses a multi-mirror telescope. And has a bunch of extra mirrors in storage as replacements. They're about the right size. Problem is that Gradolf controls that observatory, but nobody has dared raid it in so long, not even bandits, that it's almost unprotected. There's about 28 Wolven guards, but the problem is they have guns, and our team of heroes has exactly one single rifle, albeit one that's much more powerful than the compressed air rifles of the Wolven, because Ramiel, the sorcerer, aka electrical engineer, added a bunch of salvaged copper coils to the barrel to electromagnetically accelerate the slugs. Which, in combination with the compressed air mechanism, is basically a handheld railgun. So and Torben's been itching to kill anyway. He's not a nice little fella. He looks like a cute little nice fella, but he's not one. Which upsets and disillusions Anna, the main character's little sister, who thought he was like a living teddy bear. Would doll him up and brush his fur and sing to him and make up little nicknames for him. But it turns out he's like 36 and he's a terrorist who just hitched a ride with these kids because they seemed to be fomenting a movement that was useful to him. So he tries to snipe one of the guards, and Taryn's like, "No, don't kill anybody." Grabs his ankle, and so he misses slightly. Hits the collar on the Wolven. The Wolven are controlled by collars that explode if they're removed. By which the Wire Mother compels their obedience. So all that accomplishes is that he hits the edge of the collar instead of headshotting him, and that causes the collar to start beeping and then explode, taking his head off anyway. The Wolven guard, and the other one's like horrified. Sounds the alarm, and 20 more Wolven come out from the inside, which they didn't count on. But now it's their first real battle, with the caveat that they don't have guns and their followers are not trained warriors. None of them are swordsmen. So a lot of them are going to die. But part of the message here is that that's one of the perks of having a cult, is that you have a lot of people willing to kill or die for you. So a lot of them get shot, but their armor and carbon fiber armor turns out to be very lightweight, but not that great at actually stopping bullets. It can deflect them because it's angular, like a. I need some kind of ice spell. I don't have any ice spells. Shit. How do I get through there without dying? I have so much HP now I could probably just rush it. But I also feel like somewhere in here is liable to be a spell. Ooh, fire coral. That will be good for alchemy. Those are rather tough little fellows. This is playing Subnautica. I like that this is almost a survival builder. Unless you don't build anything, you do collect resources. So one of the things I wanted to do is show different models of government in the story and how none of them is objectively superior to the others. They all just have upsides and downsides. Where you can get really rich in Crane City, but nobody. How does Ramiel put it? Ramiel says Bridgeburg is as a chaste maiden, whereas Crane City is like a lady of the night, where all strange men come at all hours and leave with lighter pockets. None of them having any investment in the city itself, only in what it can do for them. So you can't get rich in Bridgeburg, but it's a much nicer place to... Oh, hello. Mr. Hickety invincible, immovable, and death as he was in life. What if I... Okay. Apparently I'm wrong. Lithiumancy does not work on that guy. Certificate of the Golden Lance. Here we go. Cursed Knight Sicarius. Stone Firewitch. Alright, so if I get a fire spell... Do I have one already? We're still finding new areas. This one, actually 2 new areas. This one in the above well. This late in the game. This is a great game. I prefer more open world games. I don't like being closed in like this. But this has been a special experience. It's stuck in the loot. Shit. What have I done? One day I will be mucus free. One day I shall no longer cough and I shall no longer sneeze. I need a spell to stop the serpent fire, or I need to walk through the fire to get to it. One or the other. Then I guess behind the serpent fire I get the Ignis Calor spell. It must be. Well, they're really weak to the ice sword, which I guess they would be. So I flipped 2 switches. That should probably... What'll that do? That'll stop the serpent from spitting fire. Part of this is just the chill vibe of the environments. It really helps you understand what people liked about the PS1 original, which I'll never stream. I've watched a Let's Play of it, and it's just a torturously boring game. Even this, which is a much more eventful version of the same formula, is something that would make a lot of ADHD zoomies give up early on. Sir Jeff and Sir David. That's a Nancy. Oh, can I use it on them? Nope, it does nothing. Why would you hint that it will do something? It might come in this way. Yes, I did. Reminds me of Magmore Caverns. How should I feel about having more memories in fictitious places than real ones? Where is that snake? Getting close to having enough for the Jotun Slayer. Cheryl's, excuse me? I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. Why am I stuck? There we go. I was in gay baby jail for a minute there. I guess this is Cheryl's shop, but I don't see Cheryl anywhere. Oh, Cheryl Crow. I'm stupid. How did it take me until now to put that together? Don't answer that. That's what I would name a crow if I had a pet crow. Come along, little Cheryl. Oh, they've got a banner to show you that's the right way for the snake. Nope, I already did that one. I can't seem to find my way back to the snake. Really seems like I should be taking passive damage from being here. And I should require ice armor to survive in this place. Har har, Cheryl Crow. There we go. Hey, the fire stopped. Finally some progress. Some progression. Sand temple. Alright. Oh shit. It's an Egyptian level. And you don't want to work with straight up life itself. Should not be tangled with it. That is maybe going to die. Huh. Dip dap doop, skip it up doop, skip it up doodle doodle doo. Skip it up doop 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 doop. In lithomancy, bring those to life. Great he rose from the frozen fog, seemed to want the moon. No beasts. Do I finally have use for this? No, I don't. The music just gets better and better. To what end? How will that help even slightly? How will that in fact not make things worse? Skip it Stap-a-doop-a-dap-a-dee-dee-doo. Skip-a-doop-a-doop-a-dap-a-dee-dee-dee. Yeah, mommy, eat shit. When you went to sleep thousands of years ago, there weren't weapons like there are now. Oh, there's an Anubis down there. Let's try not to fight him if we can help it. Great destruction was caused by this act, and I became one for his exiled. Leave behind his memories. Bits of rope. Hopefully we could extend our time in this realm a little longer. Why would you want to? You live in a nightmare world. I guess so do we. That's what I thought. $0.05. You think mummies would be richer? Heal, stupid body. Oh, hello. My instincts were right on the money. Oh, never mind. Don't kill me. Want it? I dare not find out. What's down here now? Uh-oh. Mood change. This can't be good. This means there's gonna be monsters. Good thing I beat the whole fucking game before I even found this area, so I'm way over leveled. Oh, that's where that goes. Okay. Staff of Osiris. That's got to be good, right? It doesn't appear. It must be a puzzle item. What's the moral of my story lately? I guess never stop trying to improve your life. A better life is possible. You don't have to live a way you don't want to. Ow. Ow. Holy shit. Those traps are not fucking around. Okay, we made one full loop. I don't think that means we found everything though. The idea for the story going forward is that once the Wire Mother's slain, all the collars are deactivate, can be removed. So the Wolven are no longer controllable. There we go. Oops. Well, that was a little bit of an overreaction. So that basically neuters Gradolf. Gradolf has been using his arrangement with the Wolven, by which he supplies scrap metal collected in Crane City by their divers to the Wire Mother for self repairs, in exchange for the Wolven being his goon squad, basically. He loses that, and suddenly he has no more power. And nobody likes him, so immediately he goes to prison. But then he gives this big long speech about, well, you think you've won, but I brought organization and stability to Crane City. The whole economy of this settlement is based around my technology and my economic system. What are you going to replace it with? Did you even think about that? Did you think about what you were going to replace me with when you deposed me? You may have just fucked yourselves. But because they're like 15, 16 at most at this time, they don't take it seriously. In fact, what they have done is to overturn a stable economy with one under the control of a radical cult, with no real plan except to replace Gradolf with Kyrie, who we slowly learn to realize is not much better. She's just like Gradolf without power and without money, a temporarily embarrassed tyrant. Which I always wanted to see happen in like Star Wars. Like they take out the Empire, but the Empire was the government. And they don't really have an equivalent to put in its place. They just have because the rebellion is really structured only as a fighting force. So I leave that unresolved, quite on purpose. There's no answer given, and we visibly see Crane City start to destabilize, but before the focus of the story moves on to Crater Town. But I don't give any solutions to that. I just leave it to its fate. But despite the annihilation of his village, Terran does manage to bring his religion back from the dead by indoctrinating a whole new population of people. For what that's worth. It kills me, I'm sure of it. You shitter. Fuck. This doesn't open, really? Alright, we'll fall down here this time. Uh-oh. Where are we now? What did I just do? Unfortunately, during the fight with the Wire Mother, spoiler alert, Declan dies, and his body gets clawed down into the reactor pool. The waste storage pool. And Terran, being a big dumb idiot, jumps in after him. And Kyrie has to swim down and pull him out. And because Terran doesn't understand what radiation is. But he begins to lose his eyesight and his hair over the subsequent days. And they need a doctor, or he's gonna die. And there's not really any doctors that could treat radiation sickness in their settlement. But there are in Cratertown, rumored to be. This provides the pressure for them to go to Cratertown, which is very difficult to reach. Being that it's under perpetual siege by the Porphyrics, which I need a better name for. Which are basically desert nomad, Mad Max, albino, skin rash vampire orc people who control 100% of the supply of petroleum products because they live out of a refinery. As well as a mobile base consisting of a bucket wheel excavator. Which sets up a radical fucking fire wizard versus electricity wizard battle. Terran also loses an arm in that fight and refuses to have a mechanical one grafted on because it's the last straw. He would never accept machinery in his body. But Cratertown is the most advanced settlement they've come across yet, and they're masters of engineered biology. As such, they're able to furnish him with a genetically engineered monster arm and monster eyes, which means he no longer needs the magnetic goggles to see the tripwires, and he also gets his arm back and also an additional heart baby. I don't know. He would need new organs too. Because of the radiation illness. Ignis Caller. That's what the guide said I needed for the dude. I've got a bunch of Anubis staffs. I haven't found out what to do with them yet. That's as far out as I have things firmly planned. Oh, in order to get to Crater Town, they can't just drive there because of the plague lands, which is a out of control cancer-like machine growth that is still somewhat active and dangerous. Get to fly over it. Which means they need the Goodyear blimp, which is in control of an ex-boyfriend of Kyrie's, which greatly complicates an already complicated love triangle. Where Terran had his heart set on Kyrie, but never actually spoke to her except to argue with her about theology. But just somehow imagined that she would fall for him one day, only for her to fall for Declan instead, who cucks him. Every night he listens to them fucking in the next room over below decks in Bridgeburg. Which creates a lot of tension between them. And Terran gets all pissy, like a big piss baby, and accuses Declan of losing track of, or throwing to the wayside his vows to John Henry because of a pretty girl. And it gets really bitter and nasty. But their friendship wins out in the end. But then Declan finds himself in the same situation of jealousy as Terran was in. Much to Terran's delight, when Kyrie has to hire her ex-boyfriend, who his whole thing is aircraft, who has made prototype Flettner effect aircraft and tetrahedral manned kites. What's good? I'm just recounting where my book is going in the next couple chapters. While we're playing Lunacid. And once decluttering permits me to access the aquarium in the garage, I will in fact get around to resubmerging hamsters one of these days. We're anticipating having a swimming pool put in, so I could potentially have a much larger underwater area to put habitats into before too long. Here we go. What did that get me? Can I pick up that armor? What do I do now? Supposedly, supposedly Cheryl is here someplace. No, I'm just sick. I don't see where Cheryl is. Maybe if I go talk to her, she'll sell me the armor then. There's a lot of stuff I could have done before the last boss that would have made it easier. Almost. Yeah, baby. I'm just a mucus machine. $351. That's enough. That's enough to go back to the grotto and get the Jotun Slayer. We can finally slay Jotun. Watch the price go up. Doing Slayer? Yes, yes. Sword time, baby. I can't upgrade it. I guess that makes sense. It just does one thing. See how powerful it is, though. 194. It's stronger than the Lunacid blade. But slower. I'm coming for you. Time to slay Jotun. The one shot these fuckers. I got yeeted. I kind of fantasy worlds, stuff is as powerful as it looks. How cool something is determines the damage. I don't see him anywhere. Here we go. Get ready. Get ready, Jotun. A lot of blood. To get more coins. Got 10 more. It's a lot of blood. This is what they do when their blood runs low. Vampires. They bring a Jotun in and slay it. Depending on what canon these are from. Some vampires can drink animal blood, some can't. Oh, they swim now. Oh, it has fire damage. Oh, I love the sword. Yeah, tinnitus, cool. You saw it here first, folks. Maybe not first. I mean, you saw it here, though. Jotun is slain. We have 20 out of the 30 coins we need. For the last time, we need to defeat death. Requires that we go to... I forget. Oh yeah, the arena. Let's see what this does to the lizard men. In the water temple, we still haven't gotten the other half of the spell yet. And we have to modify the system clock to be a full moon. Really? It's actually not that strong against them. This is really only good against Jotun. It's almost as strong and much faster. No? Really? No? Huh. Didn't another game have the same plot, a Doom Engine game about a big sea monster coming out of the ocean and belching smog? Couldn't help but notice the similarity. I've been here before. Come on. Somewhere around here, there's a room we jump up into. Those are much more numerous than I thought. Okay. Well, now what? Here we go. That's not it. Why is that thing a flying nutsack? It should be called the skirt goat. Don't see it. It's gonna wiggle at me. That's actually really cute. And that's not helpful. You'd rather your cat not do that, but it's really adorable that she does. One day I'll find it. Water telescope is right here, I think. Was I the one who glued you into the little robot? As I have with a bunch of other things? There we go. Oh. Hello, kitty cat. Fractured death. So that's the area you're talking about. Found it almost by accident. It's good quitting time because in order to get the next part. In order to get the next part of the sword to kill death, we shall have to set the system clock to a full moon. I've been a significant driver of economic activity in your household. VCS should have been called Steam Deck because it's shaped like a deck and steam rises from it when you try to play anything remotely demanding. Let's try 11. Let's try to find Cheryl. Unless Cheryl's not in. She should be. I got 1 coin. I got nothing to buy anything with. Now we search for Cheryl somewhere in the Boiling Grotto. That's why I couldn't collect his armor, because she didn't give me the quest yet. I hope I didn't break it. It's the only ice spell I have. It's just a charming little computer. Shame Atari fucking ripped off the guy who designed it. It's a beautiful case. And it's really bespoke hardware inside too. Like they etched little Atari Easter eggs onto every surface. It's just a shame that Atari, being Atari, learned nothing from their long history of baboosery and scams and shams, and once again tried to rip off the guy who was helping them make their comeback. It's basically a laptop. I think iRobot is on it now. So they're still supporting it with new games. Where's Cheryl? Cheryl's supposed to be here. Why is Cheryl not here? They should just reuse the shell and put more powerful hardware in it. Make it like red or something. Red and black for Jaguar Steam. I might not be able to resist a physical cartridge if they produce a trimmed version of Battle Morph. It has performance improvements. Like, they basically fixed everything wrong with Towers 2. Where it would have actually been a great game to have back in the day. Made some texturing choices I didn't agree with, but there were more textures, they're more varied. It has twice the memory as the original cartridge. They don't seem to want to make it any good though. They seem to want to turn a quick buck, like with their handheld, which had a lot of problems and a lot of innovative features too. It's the only handheld that ever had a trackball and a number pad. Which is a shame because only they will ever make one like that, and the software was a letdown. It didn't support the full range of games either. Let me find Sheryl Crow. Cheryl's supposed to be here. Why is she not here? Why is Cheryl not here? I'm gonna have to convert over to Arch Linux Spoon myself. I'm not looking forward to it. I'd rather not have to. But they're gonna force Windows 11 on me without my realizing it. Which apparently other people have experienced, and I'm not. I'm a Zone boy. I'm a Totino's boy. I'm not a Windows 11 boy. Where the fuck is Cheryl? That's Ignis Keller. No, I got Ignis Keller in the dungeon. Some condition is not met for Cheryl to appear. I might have soft locked this. Rockbridge. You don't say. I can use this elsewhere. Am I vine blinding Cheryl? I don't see Cheryl any which way. That might come in handy. I just have the Iron Claw now. Oh, I can upgrade it. How good is it? Not very good at all. All the more reason to level it up. Some other time. The guide says Cheryl is in this world someplace. I don't know where she's supposed to be. But I'm not looking for her tonight. We'll come back next time. We made a lot of really good progress. We're just gonna solve a couple mysteries. Next time we'll find Cheryl Crow. We'll do the Sir Hackett quest. I guess we'll get an elixir for that probably. Then we'll set the system clock ahead to midnight or full moon, and get the broken sword from the Forlorn Arena. At which point we'll be able to combine it by alchemy with the fractured life and fractured death to create the whatever it's called, the special sword. And then we can go to the cursed tomb and wait for death to appear. At which point we shall be able to slay him with that sword and I guess get the last 10 coins we need to escape through the gate of Tartarus. It was easier just to wake up the fish, which is also the plot of Zelda Game Boy, as I recall. A dreaming fish. We also don't have any of the cassette tapes yet. We need to make a run around to locate all the cassette tapes and watch them. Let her rip, Short Talk. After get at me again on Wednesday, same time, same channel, 7 o'clock p.m. West Coast, 11 o'clock p.m. This is your friend and signing off for returning you to your regular scheduled raid. That's Wednesday. Whopper Wednesday.